Avni had that mask for almost the entire flight. Hi guys, welcome to our New York vlog. We are going to New York for around 3 weeks, and I'm going to show you what all we have done in New York and also in Boston and San Francisco. So here you can see we are at the airport. We are just having some snacks before we board the flight. And here you can see the cute little game which we play almost every single time before boarding a flight.
I have a blanket, my own blanket the auntie gave me.
Now we are all settled in and ready to take off, and we watched a lot of movies, and the kids fell asleep after a while, so they are sleeping very nicely in the middle 2 seats. We had 4 seats for us, so it was quite convenient. They could sleep very easily, and we just watched a lot of movies. Then we had a 2-hour layover at Dubai. So this is the Dubai airport. Dubai airport is quite huge, and if I'm not wrong, it was midnight when we landed in Dubai. And we are ready for our very long New York to Dubai flight. It was pretty good for the most part. Anusha has a bit of air sickness for longer flights, so she had some problems, but she was fine at the end. So let's go to New York. We always try to fly Emirates when we are going to New York, and I really love this camera feature which is there in Emirates. Both of us slept for a while. Kids also slept, but I think Avni slept the most. She slept almost throughout the flight. Anusha was not feeling very sleepy, so we are trying to play with some games with her, trying to cheer her up because she was feeling airsick. And here you can see Avni, who is still sleeping. I'm trying to show her some movies and just trying to distract her here. She was feeling a little crazy. Then I think we are nearing New York now, and by the end of the flight I do go crazy, and I think you can see here Avni has also gone crazy. It's such a long flight. It's literally the other side of the world where we don't even have to adjust our watch. It's AM and PM. And here we are. There we'll see my sister who came to pick us up. We are going to her house. And there you can see the first sight of New York skyline. I love New York. I think the city has just an amazing vibe. So we are going to my sister's house now. She lives downtown.
Hello everyone, welcome to my vlog. So the first day in New York, the first morning in New York.
And this is the next morning. The day we came, we just couldn't go anywhere. We slept the entire day, and next morning we are just venturing out just to hang around the area. Since my sister lives in the downtown, it's quite easy to just walk around the village area, go to Soho. And if you focus here behind, you can see the Kodeli shop there. So these skincare and makeup shops are just here and there. I think that's what I'm showing. My sister saw a lot of these shops, very popular brands. I just didn't know where to take pictures. Everything was so charming, and this is very early in the morning, and we are just walking. We had the stroller, thankfully. In New York we need the stroller because otherwise Avni is just going to be, she's going to ask us to carry her all the time. And this is in June. It was the Pride month, so there were rainbows everywhere, and Anusha asked us why are there rainbows everywhere. So we had to explain to her that it was the Pride month, and it's a symbol of equality, so that's why you can see rainbows everywhere.
Yes, rainbow is equality.
Equality.
You will see it every wear this month.
No. On my ear, see? Equality. Oh, good job.
And Carrie Bradshaw's apartment is also here, so we can go and take a picture there as well.
Keep your voices down.
So this is Carrie Bradshaw's apartment.
And from the signs, it looks like a lot of tourists come here to take pictures and just to soak in the ambience and the atmosphere. And here we are, that's the Hudson River. We're at the Hudson River Park. It was around half an hour walk, but we walked slowly and we took a lot of videos and pictures. And that's Jersey City, which you can see from the Hudson River Park.
Now you walk, Avni? No? Are you happy that we got the stroller?
And here you can see the World Trade Center in the background. It's a really beautiful park. You should definitely come here. Hudson River Park, very peaceful, and there is a very nice walkway for walking. Avni had a fun time at the park and Anusha too. It was such a nice open space, but it was quite cold. That's why they're wearing jackets. I also had a jacket, and it was pretty cold. The first week in New York it was pretty cold and rainy, but the next week wasn't that cold. My sister has been living in New York for the past 10 years or so. So yeah, she knows the places. She knows a lot about New York. Anusha and Avni, they just enjoyed with my sister. They don't meet her very often. And my kids just love their aunt. There you can see Statue of Liberty at the back. Then we stopped at a waffle store. We had some nice waffles and ice creams and coffee. And Avni wanted to have an ice cream. It was so cold, but she wanted to have an ice cream. So we're just waiting for her ice cream. Now we are walking to another popular place in this area, which is the Friends apartment building. We have been there before, but last time we came to New York we didn't go there, so this time I wanted to go and make sure I have it in my vlog, so we are walking there.
Look! Friends apartment!
And there it is, the Friends apartment. How many of you guys are Friends fans? If you go to New York, do visit this place and take a picture. It's quite interesting that so many people come to take pictures here, although not a single episode has been filmed in this apartment, but still it's so popular. I love Friends. And now we are just walking back home. Avni is walking for a change and we gave the stroller to Anusha, so she is sitting down for a change.
You're walking? Finally.
And here we are in the cab. We are going to Times Square. It's evening now, so after lunch we slept off and we woke up pretty late, so we quickly got ready and we were ready in time for Times Square. It's around 7:38 in the evening and it's still not sunset yet, so that was a good thing that it did not get dark very early. And here we have finally arrived at Times Square. The vibe and atmosphere at Times Square is just amazing always. It's just so lively, so bright. It feels like it's the heart of New York, and it is always so crowded. It's just impossible to take pictures at Times Square. I love the vibe of Times Square. It's just so energetic with all the big billboards and the lively music. Oh, and Anusha is sleepy here. I think the first couple of days, Anusha and Avni, they were a little tired after such a long flight. Their body clocks were a little disturbed, but after 3-4 days they were fine. There's Sephora in Times Square, where I did not go to.
Oh, Scott?
Where are you? Good job.
We thought we'll give a couple of dollars for the picture, but when we went to pay, it's apparently minimum $5 which you have to pay. So for 2 kids it was $10. So yeah, it was $10 for this picture with Statue of Liberty.
What are they singing? See? They're singing something.
And after a while, Anusha was feeling quite tired and she was feeling a bit of a motion sickness. So we just decided to go home. So now we are on our way home and in the taxi. And that's the end of day 1, day 2. So that's the first proper day spent in New York. Next day we couldn't really do much because it was raining very heavily. So we just decided to go to New Jersey to Newport Mall, and here's a clip of that where the kids are just enjoying some ride, and we did some shopping which I've already shown you in both my hauls. So that was pretty much the next day, but in the evening we decided to go just near the World Trade Center after the rain subsided, although it was raining quite a bit. But still we thought we'll go and see the World Trade Center. So when it was really cloudy and foggy, so we couldn't take much pictures. But this is something very interesting piece of architecture which we saw. This is basically the World Trade Center station. It's called the OCULUS. So they have built this huge architectural masterpiece which is very beautiful. It's very huge. The roof is designed in a particular way. It's called the OCULUS. You can see it from outside as well, but when you go inside you can see the entire view. So we decided to walk around there. It was really huge. There are a lot of shops. You can see the roof here. It's designed in such a beautiful way. It's very huge, and there are different points, like a viewpoint area where you can go and take pictures, and those pictures come out really beautiful. So this is another something interesting which we saw this time in New York. It's newly built. It was not there last time, which was around 5-6 years back. So this is the Oculus where we went that day, and after that we just went home and we just ordered dinner, and we were at the station, so we took the train. It was our first train ride in New York, and that's about it. Next day we went to Washington Square Park and Empire State Building. So this is the next morning. We woke up really early and we had to buy something from CVS. I can't remember what it was. So we went to CVS and then we decided to walk to Washington Square Park, which was very close to my sister's house.
We are going to one shop. To a shop, and also I want to go to some games.
No, we are not going to any shop.
Yes, but where are we going? Where are we going?
We are going to the Washington Square Park.
Washington Square Park.
Yes.
There are 70 more days. Just so much 17. I just love Masi's house. I wish I could stay there. This looks like Australia and it's really cold.
Are you feeling cold?
Yeah.
it's not that cold.
It's not that cold. It's just a bit cold for me.
Here we have arrived at Washington Square Park, and this park also we have visited every time we have come to New York, and I really like the vibe of this park as well. It's very peaceful and there are a lot of people there just hanging out, just enjoying their time, and it's really nice. It's a really nice ambience at that park. It was quite cold, but it was not chilly. It was nice and cold, but it wasn't uncomfortable. It was quite early. I think it's around 8:30 or 9 or something, and we haven't even had breakfast yet. And there is the Washington Square Park fountain. We spent a lot of time there. We were just sitting there, hanging out, doing almost nothing. We had bought some snacks at CVS, so we were just munching on that, some cookies and some other snacks, and we got some chocolate milk for them, so they were drinking that. It was really nice. It was a nice morning. So after spending some time at Washington Square Park, we decided to walk back home, which is quite nearby. And while going, we also decided to pack some pancakes from McDonald's. So we went home and ate that. And here Anusha is telling me stories about her school. And we did not bring the stroller, so Avni has to be carried. She doesn't like to walk for long. So I'm carrying Avni home and walking and talking with Anusha. This was so much fun. I think it's around 10:30 or something. So we went home and got ready, and we were out again. We are going to the Empire State Building, and we are going to have lunch around there itself. Now since Avni is there with us, we have to go to an Indian restaurant so that she can eat one proper meal. So there's an Indian restaurant there where we're going to have lunch first, and then we are going to go to the top of the Empire State Building. Taking the train again because the house was quite close to the train station or the subway station, like what the New Yorkers say. The train's here, and it was a quick 10 minutes, 15 minutes ride to 34th Street. So we're at Penn Station now. From here we're going to walk to the Empire State Building, rather to the restaurant first. And apparently we took, I think, a wrong exit, so we had to walk a little bit longer, but it was fine because when you come out of that exit which we took, you see the Empire State Building. In fact, my sister used to live in this area first, so the first time we came here we always used to take this exit. Today it was quite cold. It was, I remember it being quite chilly. Here you can see we are in front of Macy's. We are just walking in that area, and I'm showing Avni here the Empire State Building. She knows everything.
Now we are going to have lunch, and then we are probably going to go on top of the Empire State Building. It's nice and very chill today, not too warm. You like New York?
And we are finally at the restaurant. We are having some really nice meal. The food was quite good. I don't remember the restaurant name, but it was an Indian restaurant. But Avni was very happy. She ate a lot, and us also. We were quite hungry from that long walk, so it was quite nice, hot Indian meal.
Alright, we're coming up to the 80th floor. You're headed to the top of the Empire State Building right here in the heart of New York City.
Here you go. This is inside. We are not at the top, but one floor below, which is not open, so it's not very cold here. Later we are going to go to the open area, and it's really cold there.
So we are right now on top of Empire State Building, and it's very cold. It's summer in New York, but it's very cold. There is New York.
Oh yeah.
And there you can see Avni. She was so cozy with the bag that she fell asleep. She just slept off. And then we decided to go home because it was raining quite heavily and Avni was sleeping. There's a flat iron building which you can see in front of you, and yeah, we thought we'd just go home and take rest. I think Anusha was also quite tired. And this is the next day. Next day we decided to go to the Brooklyn Bridge, and next day I don't think it rained, but it was pretty cool. So you can see that I am also wearing a jacket. It was pretty chilly on the Brooklyn Bridge as well. We climbed the Brooklyn Bridge from the Brooklyn side and we walked halfway, and it was pretty interesting for the kids because they had only seen Brooklyn Bridge in movies and in pictures. We are walking towards a park. It's called Dumbo, I think, where there are a lot of restaurants and it's a nice hangout place. So we went to Shake Shack. We have one Shake Shack here in Singapore and it's always very crowded, so it was nice to come here and eat some Shake Shack. So we had some burgers, fries and typical Shake Shack stuff, which I had for the first time and it was pretty good. Once they were done playing, we decided to go home and we went back by the ferry. It was a really nice experience to take the ferry ride from Brooklyn side to the New York side. Avni was just overjoyed when she sat in the ferry. She has been wanting to go on a boat for a really long time, so it was her dream come true. And so this is the 4th day which came to an end, and I think I'll end this part of the vlog right here. Next day we are going to Boston, so do look out for my Boston vlog. We will continue the New York vlog because we are here for another 16-17 days, so you will definitely see more. Thank you so much for watching. This is the end of part 1. I will see you again really soon in the next video. Bye.